and taillights get a slightly different look. The grille is now enclosed by body-colored elements, and the rear diffuser is more pronounced. On the inside, the revisions are equally subtle, with added interior lighting and a new shifter among the more prominent changes. We're more interested in the improvements that bolster performance. They start under the stubby hood, where the familiar turbo 2.0-litre four-cylinder gets a boost to 328 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. That's an increase of 22 horsepower over the previous year. Additionally, the throttle response feels sharper than before in everyday driving, thanks to a new preload feature that keeps the turbo spinning in low-demand situations, making it quicker to spin up when you press on the pedal. A 7-speed automatic sends power to all four wheels, and Audi claims full throttle upshifts are approximately 50% quicker. The biggest news is between the rear wheels, in the form of a new torque-splitting differential that was pilfered from the RS3's parts bin. It can send all available reaxle power to a single rear wheel, changing the S3's perceived balance. With power routed to the outside wheel in a turn, the nose is less likely to understeer, making the compact sedan feel more lively and playful. Mark Takahashi, car and driver. I got to drive it on some of East San Diego County's finest roads, winding through tree-lined pastoral valleys and past questionable dwellings and fabulous homes, and the S3 felt like one of the most powerful and responsive sedans in recent memory. Granted, a more powerful, more performance-oriented RS3 is coming this summer, with even more output and about which I will no doubt flip my lid when that time comes. But that new RS3 is going to cost a lot more than this S3, and for the buck, this one offers a lot of bang. The 2.0-litre turbocharged direct-injected four-cylinder makes 22 more HP than last year's S3, a peak output of 328 horsepower. That's more than enough to match the car's 3,549 pounds of curb weight. Granted, that's almost 11 pounds per horsepower, but it doesn't feel like it. With a 7-speed DCT and standard quattro all-wheel drive, it's downright sprightly, despite its nearly 4.5 feet of height. And all S3s come with Audi's torque splitter rear differential, which is imported from the RS3 and sends power to the outside rear wheel in a turn, so you can give it a lot more throttle in a corner than with the open rear difference on the plebeian by comparison A3 model. In fact, the fancy rear difference can distribute 100% of available torque to the outside rear wheel, thus mitigating understeer, or even facilitating a drift, Audi says. Yes, a drift. Doesn't that sound like fun? Mark Vaughan, Auto Week. Inside the S3, it's standard Audi, but there are a few enhancements and aesthetic adjustments. The air vents are a new shape, there's a new drive shifter, and the lighting package pro is standard. The air vents are self-explanatory, but the shifter is now a sliding switch which is fiddly and much less satisfying than a regular shifter. The lighting package pro illuminates the cup holders and center console, then has perforated door cards for light to go through. It was too bright out for us to tinker, but we're told the lighting is animated on entry and exit. As a whole, the S3, like the A3, is a nice balance of being compact while keeping enough space inside for a couple of adults up front and some growing kids in the back. It mostly feels premium, but there is dull plastic on display around the tops of the doors. Mostly, the cost cutting to keep the S3 under $50,000 is well hidden and doesn't compromise the important things like comfort and tech. Ian Wright, Car Buzz. The LED and optional matrix LED headlights now feature 24-pixel elements arranged in 3 rows on their upper edge. These allow owners to choose between for different digital daytime running light signatures using the central touchscreen. At the rear are redesigned taillights and a new rear bumper with vertical reflectors and a more boldly executed faux diffuser wedged between the signature quad exhaust. New colors available include District Green, Ascari Blue, and Progressive Red Metallics, and the iconic Daytona Grey is now available in a matte finish, complemented by redesigned alloy wheels. Speaking of which, 18-inch wheels are standard, with 19-inch wheels available as an option. There have been no major revisions to the interior architecture, but Audi has invested in better materials and a higher level of standard equipment in response to criticism from media and customers that the S3 sedan's cabin, and, by proxy, the A3 and RS3, wasn't as premium as it should be. Our main objective was to bring more quality into the car, to give it more charisma.